Hey there, I'm Wayne Caps, and today I will be teaching you how to do a Nollie shove it, which is a shove it from the nose for people who might not know that. So, in order to learn a Nollie shove it, there are a few things you need to know in advance. The first thing you should know is how to do a nose pivot. So nose pivot is when you stand on your nose and you pivot the board in front of you like that so your tail ends up in front of the board, or in front of you. And second thing you should know is how to do a body varial. A body varial is just when you're on your board, pop up, and land back on your board. So, without further ado, let me demonstrate those tricks for you. So, here comes the nose pivot. Woo! Here comes a body varial. Alright, so, in my opinion, the key to landing your first Nollie shove it is not to think of it as a Nollie shove it. You want to think of it as a nose pivot, like 3/4 of the way, with a little hop in between so that you're hopping up and you're landing on your board, and your board's facing a new direction, so your tail's in front of you, but your body's still facing the same direction. So if you ride regular, you're still facing regular. Now remember, it can be intimidating hitting your first shove it. A lot of people have a hard time with it because you're actually jumping off your board, but it's not that bad. It's literally a nose pivot with a little body varial thrown in the mix. Now, the first time you land your Nollie shove it, you might feel like a hairy-chested rock star because that tends to be the result for people who land the first shove it. Now, without any further ado, I will perform a beautiful Nollie shove it for you and see if I feel like a hairy-chested rock star. Rock star! And I'm a rock star, but no rock star is complete without his helmet. So let me go get my helmet. Okay, so now that we have all assumed our hairy rock star persona, we're going to learn some variations to make our tricks look even more rock star. So the first thing we're going to learn is how to do my favorite variation, which is a cross step into Nollie shove it. Now the key to doing the cross step into Nollie shove it is that when you're crossing your feet, you're ending up with your foot on the nose, so that when you're on your nose, you can pivot into your shove it. Now, observe. Another variation that you might want to learn is your switch Nollie shove it, which can be a little tricky because landing switch is always kind of weird and foreign. The way I practiced it was, the first thing I did was I practiced just throwing my board in front of me and jumping on it and switch. So, for example, throw your board in front of you and jump on it and switch. Now let me show you a switch Nollie shove it. Another useful variation, well, not so much useful as beautiful, is the backside Nollie shove it, which I think it's easier in switch. So I'll show you in switch. The backside Nollie shove it's where the board's actually pivoting behind you like this, instead in front of you like this. So let me show you what that's all about. A lot of you may be thinking, I can't do a shove it on my board because I don't have big noses or tails. Well, if you have any nose or tail, even if you don't have a nose or tail, you can actually kind of hit a shove it on pretty much any board. Like this is my Ibach, it has very little nose and tail. So I'm going to demonstrate a Nollie shove it on this guy so you guys can, be motivated to try it on your own boards. Good. So, all shove-its don't have to be on my giant, huge Bongra. They can be on littler boards, like a Tantien, or a regular skateboard, obviously. So I'll demonstrate a shove-it on a smaller board. Alright guys, thanks for checking out my trick tip on the Nollie shove it. I hope that you all unleash your inner hairy-chested rock star enjoy, practice, and submit your own videos. Thanks.